HOA Karen pointed a gun at my daughter, but the entire sheriff's department pulled up. Living next to an HOA Karen is always stressful, but nothing prepared me for the day she escalated from petty complaints to outright violence. And shockingly, she picked the wrong target, my daughter. It all began on a quiet Sunday afternoon. My daughter, Emily, was riding her bike in the cul-de-sac near our home, waving and chatting with neighbors. Karen, as usual, was standing in her driveway, clipboard in hand, glaring at anyone who dared to enjoy the neighborhood. For reasons that still baffle me, Karen suddenly stormed into the street, shouting about violations of HOA safety rules. Before anyone could react, she brandished a handgun and pointed it directly at Emily. My heart stopped. Time seemed to slow. I immediately called 911, but the situation was escalating fast. I shouted at Karen to drop the weapon and step back. My neighbors ran for cover, some yelling at Karen to calm down, others trying to shield Emily. Within moments, a fleet of sheriff's vehicles arrived. The entire department seemed to descend on our quiet cul-de-sac, lights flashing, sirens blaring. Trained officers quickly assessed the situation, drew their weapons, and commanded Karen to lower hers. Karen, caught entirely off guard, froze. She had expected intimidation to work, but this time she was completely outmatched. The officers quickly secured the weapon and detained her. She shouted about rights and HOA enforcement, but no amount of entitlement could override the law or the overwhelming presence of law enforcement. Emily was unharmed, though shaken, and I hugged her tightly while the deputies de-escalated the situation. Officers questioned witnesses, documented the scene, and confirmed that Karen had threatened a minor with a firearm, an offense that carries serious legal consequences. The HOA, predictably, attempted to distance itself from Karen, issuing statements condemning the use of a firearm on neighborhood property. Karen faced immediate criminal charges, was removed from any HOA authority, and became infamous in the community. Her overreach had literally put her behind bars. Neighbors later admitted they had never seen anything like it. Karen's attempts to assert power had reached life-threatening levels, and she was finally held accountable. The sheriff's department stayed in the neighborhood for hours, ensuring that Emily and the community were safe, and that Karen could no longer intimidate anyone. The story quickly spread. Karen went from feared HOA enforcer to the cautionary tale of the neighborhood. The woman who pointed a gun at a child and got immediately shut down by law enforcement. From that day forward, I installed additional security measures, including cameras and alarms, to ensure nothing like this could happen again. Emily, brave as ever, returned to riding her bike, waving at neighbors with a newfound sense of safety. Karen, meanwhile, was left to face the consequences of her actions. A stark reminder that entitlement has limits, and the law always comes first. The moral? HOA Karens may escalate quickly, but threatening a child is a line that even their delusions of power cannot cross. When that line is crossed, reality, enforced by the law, arrives immediately.